In today's digital age, security is more important than ever. Hackers are always looking for new ways to exploit vulnerabilities. A vulnerability is a weakness in a system that an attacker could exploit. Vulnerability analysis is the process of identifying and assessing these weaknesses. Think of it like a home security check. You check your doors, windows, and locks for weak points. In the same way, vulnerability analysis examines your computer systems, networks, and applications. It's about finding those open windows before someone malicious does. This analysis helps organizations understand their security posture. It identifies weaknesses that could be exploited by attackers. By knowing your vulnerabilities, you can take steps to fix them. This makes your systems more secure. This guide provides a step-by-step approach to understanding and performing vulnerability analysis. Whether you're new to cybersecurity or looking to brush up your knowledge, this guide will equip you with the essentials. Let's dive in. Why is vulnerability analysis so important? In simple terms, it's about staying one step ahead of the bad guys. Imagine a hacker trying to break into a house. Vulnerability analysis is like installing a security system, reinforcing the doors, and making sure all windows are securely locked. For businesses, data breaches can be catastrophic. They can lead to financial losses, legal issues, and damage to reputation. Vulnerability analysis helps prevent these breaches. By identifying and mitigating vulnerabilities, organizations can protect their sensitive data and systems. But it's not just about preventing attacks. It's also about building resilience. Regular vulnerability analysis helps organizations adapt to new threats. As hackers develop new tactics, organizations can stay informed and adjust their security measures accordingly. In a nutshell, vulnerability analysis is a crucial part of a proactive security strategy. It's an investment in protecting your assets and ensuring business continuity. Vulnerabilities can exist in many forms, just like security flaws can be found in various parts of a house. These vulnerabilities are often categorized based on where they occur, in software, hardware, or network configurations. Software vulnerabilities are common. These are flaws in the code of applications, operating systems, or firmware. They can allow attackers to execute malicious code or gain unauthorized access to systems. Think of it as a faulty lock on your front door. It's a weakness that needs fixing. Hardware vulnerabilities, on the other hand, are weaknesses in physical devices. This could be anything from servers and routers to IoT devices. An example might be a server room with insufficient physical security, making it vulnerable to physical intrusion. Network vulnerabilities exploit weaknesses in the way networks are designed or configured. This could include things like insecure protocols, weak passwords, or misconfigured firewalls. Imagine having a fence around your house with a gaping hole in it. It wouldn't be very secure. By understanding these different types, organizations can better prioritize their security efforts and focus on the areas most vulnerable in their specific environment. Now that we understand the why and the what of vulnerabilities, let's look at how to actually conduct a vulnerability assessment. Think of it as a step-by-step guide to securing your digital home. The first step is to define the scope of your assessment. This means deciding which systems, applications, and networks you'll be examining. It's like deciding which parts of your house need the most attention. Next, we have vulnerability scanning. This involves using automated tools to scan your systems for known vulnerabilities. These tools act like security cameras, quickly identifying potential weaknesses. Once the scan is complete, the next step is to analyze the results. This involves examining each identified vulnerability to determine its severity and potential impact. It's like reviewing security footage to see which threats are real. Remediation is where you take action to fix the identified vulnerabilities. This might involve patching software, reconfiguring network devices, or implementing stronger security controls. Finally, it's essential to document the entire process. This includes the findings, remediation actions taken, and any remaining risks. This documentation acts like a security log, providing a record of your efforts. By following these steps, organizations can establish a systematic approach to vulnerability management. Section 5. Common vulnerabilities and their detection. Let's look at some common vulnerabilities and how they can be detected. Understanding these common weaknesses helps you prioritize your security efforts. First, SQL injection. This vulnerability occurs when attackers insert malicious code into SQL queries, potentially giving them access to sensitive data stored in databases. It's like sneaking in through a back door by manipulating the lock. To detect SQL injection vulnerabilities, use web application firewalls or WAFs and perform regular security testing to identify and fix them. Next, cross-site scripting or XSS. XSS allows attackers to inject malicious scripts into websites, potentially stealing user credentials or hijacking sessions. Imagine someone tampering with a website you visit, trying to trick you into giving them your information. To detect and mitigate XSS risks, implement secure coding practices, sanitize user inputs, and use security headers. Then, we have brute force attacks. These attacks involve systematically guessing passwords until access is gained. It's like trying every key on a keychain until you find the one that unlocks the door. To detect and prevent brute force attacks, enforce strong password policies, implement multi-factor authentication, and monitor for suspicious login attempts. Lastly, denial of service or DOS attacks. These attacks flood a system with traffic, making it unavailable to legitimate users. Think of it as blocking the entrance to a store so that no one can get in. To detect and mitigate DOS attacks, use intrusion detection and prevention systems, or IDPS, implement rate limiting, and have a DDoS mitigation plan in place. By understanding these common vulnerabilities and their detection methods, organizations can strengthen their defenses against these prevalent threats. Section 6. Vulnerability Analysis Tools and Software. Just as a carpenter needs the right tools, cybersecurity professionals rely on various tools and software for effective vulnerability analysis. 1. Vulnerability scanners. These are automated tools that scan networks and systems for known vulnerabilities. They compare the scanned environment against a database of known weaknesses, highlighting potential security holes. 2. Penetration testing tools. Penetration testing, or ethical hacking, simulates real-world attacks to identify vulnerabilities. Tools in this category help security professionals probe systems and networks for weaknesses that automated scanners might miss. 3. Network mapping tools. These tools create visual representations of network infrastructure, making it easier to identify misconfigurations or unauthorized devices. 4. Security Information and Event Management (CM) systems. CM systems collect and analyze security logs from various sources, providing centralized visibility into security events and aiding in threat detection. 5. Cloud Security Posture Management (CSPM) tools. As organizations increasingly adopt cloud services, CSPM tools become essential for assessing and managing security risks in cloud environments. Choosing the right tools depends on specific needs and the environment being assessed. However, these categories represent a good starting point for building your vulnerability analysis toolkit. Section 7. Staying ahead of the threat, keeping up to date. In the ever-evolving landscape of cybersecurity, staying ahead of the curve is crucial. New vulnerabilities are discovered constantly, and attackers continuously develop new tactics. So, how do you keep up? 1. Subscribe to security advisories. Organizations like the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, and MITRE regularly release advisories on newly discovered vulnerabilities. Subscribing to these alerts keeps you in the loop. 2. Follow security blogs and news. Reputable security blogs and news websites are valuable sources of information. They provide timely updates on the latest threats, vulnerabilities, and mitigation strategies. 3. Participate in security forums and communities. Engaging with other security professionals in forums and online communities offers opportunities to share knowledge, discuss emerging threats, and learn from shared experiences. 4. Attend security conferences and webinars. Conferences and webinars provide in-depth knowledge and insights from industry experts. They offer opportunities to learn about cutting-edge research, new attack techniques, and best practices. 5. Continuous learning and certification. Cybersecurity is a constantly evolving field. Pursuing relevant certifications and engaging in ongoing learning keeps your skills sharp and ensures you're equipped to handle the latest threats. By staying informed and continuously updating your knowledge, you can effectively adapt your security posture to mitigate emerging risks. Section 8. The importance of ongoing vulnerability analysis. Vulnerability analysis is not a one-time task, it's an ongoing process. Think of it as regular health checkups for your digital assets. Why is ongoing analysis so important? First, new vulnerabilities are constantly being discovered. Regular scans and assessments ensure you identify and address these new weaknesses before they're exploited. Second, your IT environment is always changing. New software installations, system updates, and network changes can introduce new vulnerabilities. Ongoing analysis helps you stay on top of these changes and maintain a strong security posture. Third, attackers are constantly evolving their tactics. What might have been an effective security measure a year ago might not be sufficient today. Regular vulnerability analysis helps you adapt to the changing threat landscape. By making vulnerability analysis a continuous process, organizations demonstrate a proactive approach to security, ensuring they're well prepared to mitigate risks and protect their valuable assets. Section 9. Conclusion: Making the Internet safer. In today's interconnected world, security is everyone's responsibility. Vulnerability analysis plays a vital role in creating a safer online environment. By understanding the basics of vulnerability analysis, organizations and individuals can take proactive steps to protect themselves from cyber threats. Remember to regularly assess your systems, stay informed about the latest threats, and implement appropriate security measures. Together, we can make the digital world a safer place for everyone. Let's work towards a future where security is not an afterthought, but an integral part of our online experience. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not, so that when a new video is created, you will be the first to receive the notification.